Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Gone Rogue. And in this episode of Gone Rogue, I am going to talk about how I love flying. That is right, in this episode of Gone Rogue, I am going to talk about how I love flying and how I plan to share the world with it. So the love for flight. So let's talk about my love for flight. So my first flight, let's talk about my first flight ever, was in 2009, and it was a overseas flight to Asia, and it was kind of like a 16-hour flight across the Pacific Ocean. And my thoughts on that, and I was probably around 15 or 16, and at that time, I think that I think that most people would never fly, would have their first flight around once they're able to walk and talk, but being at age 15 or 16, which was my first flight across the Pacific Ocean, it felt like it was an amazing experience. And I don't fear flying. I really don't fear flying because I think the fear of flying is something that we all have different things that we cope with fear, whether it's fear of flying, fear of driving, or fear of something. I don't see the fear of dying in an airplane. Never ever thought that would come to my mind every time I fly. Back to what I'm talking about, my first flight was at age 16 across the Pacific Ocean, and it was an amazing experience. Really remember with every detail how airports operate, how you get on board, how the airplane backs out of the gate, how the engine roars and take off, and really love those window views. Such an amazing, memorable experience that I don't think I could ever forget. And that was my only flight for that until 2019, which I was 25. So 10 years later, now that's a long time. 10 years later, I get to fly again. And before I talk about 10 years later, I still remember the first plane that I flew on, which was a Boeing 777, and coming back to home was a Boeing 747. But 10 years later, I get to fly again, but this time, fortunately, it was for work, and I love traveling, especially for work when they pay all for flights and stuff. And it was a 737, 5-hour flight to Miami, 3-hour flight to the Dominican Republic. You can see that episode, you can see the content that I made. If you look it up from my YouTube channel, I made some content of how I was able to make content of flying and being able to record the adventures that I had in the Dominican Republic. And to me, I never thought in my life I would think that I would fly that often. And the only reason that I am able to fly that often is because of work, because of the job I had that granted me to have this privilege to travel to places that I never thought I'd travel before. And this is more of a channel update, turning this the Love of Flight channel update, is that in the coming weeks or days, you will be seeing new content, a new series called Alex's Flight. So we have about 30 flights, 30 flights that have been filmed, that I've recorded, that I made content out of. It's going to be called Alex's Flights. We have at least 30 flights that I want to share and put up on YouTube. Hopefully you enjoy enjoy the content as much as I do while flying for work. And these 30 flights, at least I have 30 flights on the GoPro. It would be best to just upload to YouTube and see what happens with it. And I've uploaded my flights before, but that was back in 2019. 2020, we all know the pandemic happened. And 2 years later, I found another opportunity that made me able to fly again on the company's expense. But going back to what I'm saying, you'll be able to find all new content, a new series called Alex's Flight, where I upload some flight videos that count from takeoff in the air into landing. It's something that I really like doing some content out of it. Just really looking out the window view, seeing the aerial geography of the United States. And it should be interesting how that would lead to, if it does get any views. And be sure to check in September for those type of videos. And there's lots of, and I know it's not going to be a perfect series that I intended it to be, but I plan for future videos on flight. I just want to do a trip report and review which airline's the best, the seating, the meals. If you don't serve meals inside the United States, but they serve snacks, drinks, small drinks, and probably will take more of that approach when making future videos on flight. But hopefully these 30 flight videos that I plan to upload on YouTube gain some views and interests of what it is. And so hopefully you find this video useful. Just want to share my love for flight, and would definitely be doing more Microsoft Flight Simulator content, flying across simulated areas of how I went to where I went to fly to. And so that's all I want to get across for my love of flight. Hopefully share it with the world and see what you want to, what I want to share that you want me to see, what you to see. And so that's all I wanted to say for this episode of Gone Rogue. If you like this video, please give this video a super huge thumbs up. Comment in the comment section below what you think about what I said. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be sure to get my other YouTube content that is on this channel. And thank you for watching Gone Rogue. And I'll definitely see you on the next one.